Social media is fake. It truly shows only a snippet of what is actually going on. And right now, in this very moment, as I am recording this voiceover, I am struggling. I'm struggling with feeling deep loneliness. I'm struggling with feeling like I do not have a community here in New York City. It is an incredibly uncomfortable feeling when you don't feel like you belong. And don't get me wrong, I love New York City and everything that it's given me. However, I know that there is more for me if I had an actual community of people in real life that I can lean on. If you don't know, I moved from California to New York City last year, and it's been a struggle to find people who align with me. A lot of people are acquaintances at this point, or we've just lost touch. And quite frankly, I am so over being the one to always reach out and organize a plan. So with that, I am definitely feeling extreme loneliness. All of my close friends live in other cities and states, and although I do keep up with them pretty regularly, it is completely different to feel like you don't have people in the city that you live in. And that's why I spend so much time by myself. And that's what I really wanted to deconstruct in this video. Yes, I am extremely independent, but honestly, that has come from everything that has happened to me. All of my life experiences with wanting more for myself, elevating in my life, that has really left me with being hyper independent. And hyper independence can cause so much loneliness. And contrary to popular belief, I do spend quite a lot of time by myself. And that does not always mean that I would prefer it that way. Yes, there's absolutely beauty in solitude. There has been so many breakthrough moments that I've had solo, and a lot of very empowering moments as well that I do not take for granted. I do ultimately crave community, and I believe that social media has helped me so much with connecting me with people who are like-minded, and therefore I do know that everything will improve over time. I think it's okay to say that I'm not okay. I think it's okay to say that it's been a rough few weeks. I also think it's okay to say that despite what social media wants to show us, there's so much more behind the scenes. I am struggling. And I know a lot of people on here on YouTube definitely see me as someone who, quote, has it all together. And there are some times life is pretty good. I'm not discounting that. However, there are a lot of silent battles that I go through. There's a lot of things that I don't share. And there's a lot of things that I deal with on my own. I'm someone who does try to put on a very strong face for most things in my life. However, right now in this very moment, I'm actively struggling with something that is hurting me. Not physically, emotionally. Emotionally hurting me. And I'm trying not to cry again. It comes in waves. It comes in waves, and I'm just trying to keep it together. But something about YouTube that I've always said is I feel empowered to come on here as authentically as I am. Oh my God. Tears. Tears warning. Even though there are other parts in my life that don't feel good, that don't feel whole, that I'm scared sometimes and feel alone. This platform in this space has always made me feel empowered and liberated. So that's why I'm here making this vulnerable video. And I've just been reflecting on a lot of things that I think I want to share. First and foremost, it is okay to not feel like you have an in real life community, because that takes time to foster. Something about me is that one, I'm an extrovert, two, I'm an empath, and three, I'm a Libra. So all those things combined, I feed off of other people. I always have. That has unfortunately put me in situations where I am around people who aren't good for me or don't align with me. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. That doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It's an interesting thing where I haven't found my people in the city. And that creates a lot of loneliness, especially for someone who, again, I'm not an introvert, so I don't do super well with being alone for long extended periods of time. I know that being who I am is a blessing. I have so much value and light to share, and a lot of people kind of don't know what to do with it, if that makes sense. Someone understands exactly what that means. I'm navigating this new city of New York. I mean, I'm still new. I'm one year old and some change. I'm navigating this new city of New York, and I love it so much. It makes me so happy. But I also feel this sadness of not knowing who to go out with, not knowing who I can hang out with on a more deeper level. I'm not really in my party phase anymore. I've decided that. I like to go out occasionally, but I'm not in that phase of my life anymore. Not saying I'm never gonna go out ever again, because that's just not true. Most of the people who I know are kind of in that category where I don't feel comfortable enough to go deep and share my life in the more intimate ways. So that could definitely leave you feeling a little empty. That is kind of how I've been feeling in terms of friendships in the city. Sometimes I struggle with not discerning what friend fits in what kind of category. I'm someone who's just such a deep level connector. I strive to have as many of those as possible. However, you're technically not supposed to have that many. The reason why they're so deep is because they're few and far between. And that's where I run into a lot of struggles in the friendship category, I'll be honest, because I am just such a deep level thinker, lover, caregiver, and a lot of people aren't like that. In my head, I'm like, oh, well, we're not aligned. But that's also not true. And I'm learning that lesson every day, that categories of friends are very important. Friends you go grab a drink with, friends you go to a workout class with, friends you can go on a long walk with, friends you can call whenever you need help. There are many different levels of friendships. In the city, specifically, all I crave is, people who I can lean on, because the city is overwhelming. And do not get that twisted with me not loving it here, because I think it is very, very, very apparent that this is the city that I belong in to a T. I would never have it any other way, because I love it so much, and it's helped me grow and flourish into the woman I am that you see on YouTube, is in major part because of the city. However, this city also is overwhelming. Both things can be true. I'm struggling with finding people who I can hang out with regularly, who share the same interests, and who hopefully I can grow into a more long-lasting relationship with. And I know that takes time. But right now, in this very moment, I am struggling, and I am sad, and I do feel alone, and I do feel scared. And all of those things are okay to voice because I am human. And we all have these feelings. We just sometimes keep it in. And healing isn't linear. We know that. it's come in waves. I cried my eyes out yesterday. I'm going to continue to feel waves of sadness. I'm going to continue to put myself out there. I'm going to continue to get back up even when the world feels like it's pushing me down. And hopefully I will find what I'm craving. I'll find what I'm looking for. Because we all deserve to feel wanted. We all deserve to feel like we have a safe space. I'm gonna go, but this is something I wanted to share. So I hope someone resonates with this. You will be right for the right people. You never have to force anything. Even if that means being alone for a little bit, it's better than being in a situation that's not the right fit. I'll talk to you guys.